In today's video, I want to inspire you to take up 3D printing and painting. I'm going to do that by showing you how I painted this model by Zez Studios. This is Cyclops. Now first, to get started, what we're going to do is we're going to be priming this, and I like to prime in color just because it helps save a step in painting. So what we're going to do is start by priming in this Republic Blue and this Valrak Yellow from ColorForge, and then we're also going to be priming with some black, gray, and white and some other parts, and we're going to see that here as to why we're starting with matte black. And that's because I'm going to be using this gunmetal from Dial Dry Brush, which is an ammo product. We're going to be dry brushing this over top of the entire thing. Now, some of you might be thinking this looks more like overbrushing, and you would be right. We're essentially brushing gunmetal onto this entire piece, so that way we can make it look like metal. And the black primer that we put down actually gives us the depth that we want. And you can see here, as I do even these smaller parts, we are highlighting all of the flat and raised edges with the gunmetal, which is a very dark silver color. And what it's doing is bringing out all those surface details while keeping all of the recessed details in black, which adds depth. That's how we make our models look real to life. Now this next step is my favorite, when we use this light metal dry brush color over top. And this light metal is very, very bright. It has a lot of metallic pigment in it. And what it's doing is it's going to create a nice reflective finish. And it's really going to bring out the details in this model. After that, we can take some of this crimson red from AK QuickGen and put it over top of some of those light metallic dry brush areas that we did. And because it's a translucent paint, it will actually keep that metallic look. And this creates what I've called in many of my videos a gem type effect if you add a gloss finish over it. But in this case, we're going to keep it with a metallic finish because we have that light metal underneath. To really sell it, we're going to add even more light metal over top of it to make it look like it got scratched up and whatnot. Next, we're going to paint this power blue over top of the cracked, looks like glass or something like glass, over top of this piece. I'm not really sure what the scene is besides some kind of broken thing that Cyclops is in, like a combat room or something. And it looks like this might be like broken glass or something similar. So we're going to paint it with this nice blue. And again, since we're painting it over top of metallic, what we get is this kind of shiny metallic blue looking color because it was a translucent paint. Now, there is one more step to finish that off, but before we do that, I did paint all these little cables using different colors of red and blue and green, and then I finished it off with some copper. Now, back to the blue for a moment. We're going to gloss coat all of this, and the reason we're going to do that, as I've mentioned before, I've called this the gem effect in previous videos. Adding gloss over top of translucent paint that's coated over top of metallics actually makes it look like a gem, or like it actually is glass, very, very shiny and translucent. It's a pretty cool effect. You can see I'm doing the same light metallic on this robot or combat robot. Again, you guys can tell me in the comments what all this stuff is. I know the characters, but I don't know them all that well to know what all this stuff is called. So if you guys want to help me out in the comments and give me some insight, I really would appreciate it. I'm sure others would too. I'm just using this light metal over top of all of these gun parts here to, again, bring out those surface details. Now you'll notice that when I use the light metal, I used a much softer touch. That way I didn't get it into all the crevices and whatnot. I just caught the edges. Now after that, we have these scorch marks that I used reddish orange from AK QuickGen to highlight. And again, I'm using translucent paints for the exact reason that I don't want to cover up the metallics, but instead I want to use the metallics to enhance the translucent paint. Now I did want to add that scorched effect, like a glowing effect, so I added some yellow from Ionic and just put it on the raised edges. I painted this in by hand on all the raised parts, and then I just washed it over with that same reddish orange to kind of blend it all. I thought it looked out pretty good. Now, I have some smoke on this base, and I primed it all in gray for this reason right here. We're just going to use a zenithal spray with this fog gray, which is, let's say, smoke gray, because fog and smoke are pretty close in color. And you can see how we still keep some of the depth of shadow, but we also now have that fog look. And we're going to do something very similar here on the laser fire coming out of the one gun, or laser. We primed it in white, and what we're doing is we're taking the reddish orange quick gen paint and we're spraying it over all the tips. And we're trying to concentrate so we get a really strong color on the tips and on the edges where it's coming out, and then we leave some white there. And you'll see how that comes together here in this base. It actually looks like it's firing. I did the same thing with a little bit of smoke on the side. And I thought that base turned out pretty darn well. Now, if you're interested in any of the products that you see me using, I do have them all available over on my store at relentlessstormmodels.com, and you can use code STORMYT2025 to take 10% off your first order. Check it out if you want to get some stock of some really cool paints that I hand select and put in my store. I only sell paints that I would use myself right here on this channel. So next up, we're going to use Night Blue as we move on to Psylocke's body. Psylocke? My gosh, I've been painting way too much Psylocke lately. How about we calling him Cyclops? Alright, so now that we got his name correct, we're going to paint all the crevices of his body here in this dark blue. And this is just a great way to add some details. Specifically, what we're doing is we're creating shadows, which is why we're starting with the base color of that Republic blue and then adding in this darker blue from Quick Gen, because we're adding depth. And remember what I said, if we want to make our models look real, we got to add depth, and we do that by adding contrast. Contrast is key to making any model look real. And as we are doing here, we've added the shadows, and now we're adding the highlights with that supermarine blue. We're going to do the same with the yellow. As I showed you guys earlier, we primed this part in a yellow from Prime Color Forge. Yeah, the Color Forge primer. And now we're going to use this solar yellow. And then we're going to highlight it with this primary yellow from Ionic. Very bright yellow. And what it does, again, just adds contrast. And the reason we're doing this is because we want it to make it look real. Now, if you'll notice, I'm always doing a zenithal for the highlights. It just makes things so much easier. Doing the same thing for his boots, and we did the same thing for his gloves as well, and you'll see them here in a moment as we start to paint the details. Now, I want to show you how I take this boot and we make it look like this boot over here, except maybe a little less dirty on the bottom, but you get the idea. We're going to add some of these colors in, and we're going to start with this sand from Ionic. This was my attempt at trying to make it look like a brownish bottom of a yellow boot, kind of like work boots, but with a brown bottom instead of black. So the idea was to start with sand and try to add some contrast, and I'll show you that here at the very end how I did that. The second one actually turned out a little bit better because I watered down the contrast paint, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Right now I'm using leather from AK Quick Gen just because it's a nice brown color that I'm going to use to fill in all these spots that, well, they look like leather. Because these are like yellow leather boots, except they have brown leather in them too, and, well, why not? It looks good, so let's just go ahead and add that in all over the place. And I actually used two different shades of leather. If I remember right, I think I used dark leather somewhere in here too. But, again, I'm getting ahead of myself because we're going to put metallic black over top of these buttons here, the snaps for his straps, his strap snaps. Look what we did there. Now, after we have that on, we can move on to the gold. And I really like the Atom range of gold. The Ionic range of gold is based on that. So if you have Atom range of metallics, you don't need Ionic, or vice versa. They're both really great. But I will say the Atom gold has a really nice sheen to it and holds up a little bit better than Ionic's gold. Either way, looks really great. And we're just going to paint over all these nice gold details. You can see that sheen and how well it reflects the light, and that's just something that's really, really unique to the Atom and Ionic line of gold paints. Really, really nice sheen. The Ionic does tend to separate though, so you just got to watch out for that and use it very quickly. Now, you can see here what I'm doing is taking this dirty gray, and I really watered it down to help thin it out with just water, no thinner, just water. and it really worked out a lot better. It gave me that dirty look that I wanted, hence the name Dirty Gray. Now we're going to take this glove and make it look like this. So I'll show you how we do that. Starting with the metallic blue, I mixed this abyss blue and metallic black together on my wet palette. And it's just a little bit of metallic black. You don't want to add a lot of metallic in there because it'll just turn like silver. I didn't want it to be too silvery of a blue. But you can see how we're just going to mix those two and then just apply them. Now, if you really want to make this look metallic, you can use translucent paints. But in this case, I chose to use ionic, and it worked out just as well. Here we're using the same Atom Gold all over these knuckle parts here. And you can kind of see how it's coming together. Nice and detailed. Now let's move on to his hips, because we have this belt. And you can see I've already painted a lot of the belt pouches in the leather brown. And I did it right over top of the yellow. And it looks really good, actually, because, well, if you didn't know this, brown and yellow are kind of very similar colors. And if you darken yellow, it turns brown. So they're kind of the same color. So that's why you can use leather over top of yellow, because it's kind of the same color. So then I filled in his belt with some red, and then finished off the details with some more of that Atom Gold with that wonderful sheen that really likes to shine. It looks really good in person too, I promise. It's got a really nice sheen. I've actually compared it to my AK metallic markers, the OG markers, and it's just as shiny or sheeny. And here we can see some more of that sheen on his arms. So I'm going to show you how we made that arm look like that by adding in the Atom Gold again. Like I said, really, really sheeny or shiny. Is it sheeny or shiny? Or is it both? You guys decide and let me know in the comments. And here I'm using that same combo of the blue and metallic. Now this is a really cool trick that I need to show you, because I've done this once before on Magic. You can actually create what looks like different shades of blue just by adding varnish. This is actually just gloss varnish I'm painting on over these plasticky parts, and it makes it look like it's a totally different shade of blue. Here you can see the leg. You can see how it looks when I do it on there. It looks so cool, and literally all it is varnish. But first, I need to show you how to paint yellow. Do not paint yellow over top of blue. You'll regret it. It'll be a nightmare. And yeah, you won't ever want to paint yellow again. And also, if my camera could focus, that'd be wonderful. Now, now you can see how we painted this purplish color. Oh, hey, my camera remembered to focus. Thank you, camera. Very good. Now, after we painted that pinkish purple color on there, now we can paint in yellow. Now, for those of you who aren't new here, you know that I always paint skin tones over top of pink, and the same goes for yellow because skin tones are kind of yellowish. So that's why we painted that pinkish color and then the golden yellow. And it's actually a perfect match to our primer, by the way, so it worked out really, really well. So I painted all the stuff gold. Again, same, that sheeny, shiny Atom Gold. And here is that same abyss blue and metallic black color that we made in the wet palette to give us that nice metallic blue color for these cool metallic bits. And again, the details of this chest piece were all painted with just gloss varnish. All that shiny stuff is just gloss varnish, which you'd swear I was just putting like nothing on. So if I recorded it and showed you, you'd be like, there's nothing on your brush. I promise you there was gloss varnish, and it works. If you want to see it work in live action, I did it back on the Magic build that I did last week, so definitely go check that out as well. So here you can see I'm painting on the details of his little X-Men logo that's going to go in the middle of his chest. One of the things I wanted to do was add some depth to the gold, and there's a real easy way to do that using bone brown color or like Skeleton Horde from Citadel, and turning it into a wash by adding some water. And you just wash all the gold in this bone brown, because again, gold is kind of yellow and yellow is kind of brown, or brown's kind of yellow. Either way, it turns into a really nice color. It actually warms up your gold and it adds depth. So just a little FYI, you can make your own wash just using those transparent paints like the AK Quick Gen, which again are available on my store. I have tons of them. You're welcome to come get some. Now, for his skin tones, as I mentioned earlier, we paint yellow over top of pink, so I'm using the same Thanatos purple for his face. Now, typically you guys will see me use magenta, but again, you can use this color. With this guy, well, being a guy, I figured, why not? We'll just try something different, and I'll show you that as long as you have some kind of pinkish purple color, it'll work. So in this case, I used the Thanatos purple, and then I added the Imperial flesh. Now, I'm using neutral flesh here because I don't want any crazy skin tone depth or anything like that, because there's no eye sockets and there's no like neck color or anything. It's just all face, so we're going to use the neutral skin for the shadows, and then I usually use elf skin for my highlights on our fair colored characters. And by the way, if you're curious, I do have my own curated skin tone set on my website that's available, so you don't have to guess what colors I'm using here. I actually have that set available, and look how cool that looks. We have some wonderful contrast and realistic looking skin tones. And here's the other head that we're going to make look like that. So we actually have two heads, one with his laser beam coming out and one without. And here you can see kind of a before and after. So how do we make it look like that? Well, I'm going to show you very, very carefully with my nice detail brushes. I'm going to paint this black. As you can see on this one here, I painted it blue first, which was silly, so I came back and painted it black. And then I'm painting Fang Gray over his teeth because Fang Gray is like a tooth, so I figured it was a good tooth color. Fangs, teeth, same thing, right? So we use that color, again from Ionic, and then we're using our wonderful sheeny Atom color over top of his visor because it looks cool, and we want it to be gold, and everything looks cooler in sheeny gold, let's be honest. It looks great because everyone likes gold, but no one likes non-sheeny gold, so get Atom, it's really sheeny. Now we're also going to do his hair. You can see I actually outlined his entire portrait with the black first, and then I'm painting in all the details, of course. This is a really easy way, especially whether you have a character that has black hair. Just do the skin tones and then don't worry about masking, because why are you worried about masking when you're going to paint black? It's the easiest color. Now, take notice I'm using a wash here again to brighten up that gold. It makes it look very warm, and then I'm also creating some depth. And last, I'm using that same reddish orange that I used on the lasers earlier to fill in the laser part of his visor. And there we go. That's how we paint his face. And that's how we paint Cyclops. If you liked what you saw today, don't forget to hit that like button, leave me a comment, and subscribe, because I want to see you back here for more modeling fun in the future. Did I inspire you? Are you going to take up 3D printing and painting? Please let me know in the comments, because I have a brand new series coming your way that tell you exactly how you can get started in this awesome hobby. I can't wait to see you here next time. I have plenty of content coming your way, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on these beautiful sculptures coming soon. I know so many of you have reached out to me on Discord and told me about how my work has helped you and inspired you in creating your own sculptures. So again, I hope that you come back, as I have something to teach you with every one of these models that I paint. I'd like to take a moment to share some information about my website with you in case you're a collector or maybe you're just new to the hobby. Check out my website at relentlessstormmodels.com, where you can browse a growing library of over 600 models to choose from. You can browse by the featured designers that I support over on Patreon. I also offer DIY kits and paint for those looking to get started in the hobby. Paint supplies are discounted 25% when you purchase a DIY kit. All the paint available is hand selected by me personally, so you can trust that it'll be easy to use and lead to a successful paint job. I highly recommend trying the new Ionic paint line, which are good for both brush and airbrush application. Users have called this paint the cheat code for painters, so don't miss out. Special thank you to my patrons that support my work. If you're interested in daily vlogs, how-to videos, high-resolution photos, early access videos, discounts at my store, and free printable files, check out my Patreon and see how you can get exclusive access to all this extra content.